question: should gold foil tournaments have league restrictions on them like regular foil ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do think so. And
like in guilds.
Yeah, and the reason for this is that I know for a fact there are people, that are, we're gaming the system all along with that. Like, every level should have different access points and different restrictions. And why would you have it for regular foil and not for gold? Like, why wouldn't you do that? If you want to play at the diamond level and higher, that's cool. Like, you have a great collection, that's awesome, and that's your league. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to go down and play every single A baseball game and every double A baseball game and just crush and dominate all the new players trying to work their way up, because that doesn't make sense to me. So, like, from a game standpoint, I think that's a good approach in general.
Yeah, I say yes too. All right, another great question here. If you were to remove the SPS CP requirements for entering into tournaments, should players be able to choose what level of tournaments they are able to enter? Now, I think this one, we've used this before, like the Autobahn. I feel like players should be allowed to go as fast as they want, but definitely not as slow as they want. So if you are in, Champion League and you have millions of power, you should not be able to enter silver and bronze tournaments, or, like, there has to be like a minimum that once you reach that threshold, you can't go lower.
Now I'm okay with there not being like I think CP requirements seems pretty silly. The one thing that I do think there needs to be some level of requirement for, and how this is quantified, I don't want to just come up with like off the hip here with it, but like to prevent tons of accounts entering with minimal cards or whatever, just to kind of like throw the tournament in some like, mass entry approach kind of way. Like a brute force kind of attack on tournaments. So, with that in mind, yeah, I'm okay with like definitely CP requirements being eliminated. I like the idea of some SPS requirements being there. I think that's almost like there should definitely be some SPS requirements. I think that's enough by itself to be like a good thing. Just because it's giving out SPS rewards, and so I like that. I do like the idea of like that being some level of like access to tournaments. But I also like the idea that players can choose what level they want to play, like lock it in for the season. Those are the only ones you can play for that season. That seems like a great idea to me, as long as they can meet the minimal SPS requirement or whatever requirement seems.
Yeah, I like reasonable. The SPS requirement because it's needed in so many other areas of the game,
Right, and it creates utility for SPS,
and you're given rewards, and that rewards for the battles is going directly to staked SPS. So it makes sense that that's the requirement for a tournament.
I agree.
But CP, I mean, if that was gone, I would absolutely participate in more tournaments, because a lot of the ones I want to participate, whether I will win or lose, I just can't.
I hate CP as a requirement for tournaments, because the earlier editions are so much heavier weighted than the later editions, that like alpha cards are 10x in a lot of cases for the same rarity, same foil as a Chaos Legion card. And so, for a wild tournament to have a, CP requirement seems like off. It just seems off that like some tournaments you could have like the entire Chaos Legion set maxed out maybe and not qualify. I don't know if that's still the case, but it was like the case before, where you actually, I think you could have more than 2 full sets and still not qualify for a tournament. So I mean, this was something that really like bothered me, was the CP being some type of gate into tournaments, because that felt very archaic and non-essential,
Just benefited older players.
Especially once we got SPS as a requirement. It seemed like there's virtually no need for the CP.
Yeah. You know, Foldiger says, since Weirdbeard is here, would tournament rating be an idea to keep whales out of lower leagues? Like, that's an interesting thing. Like, you win whatever, you know, place you get in a tournament is like a number that relates to your rating. And your rating moves up as you win more and compete in more league, more tournaments. But it's like a multiplier for each of the levels up you do, or it decreases the lower you go, or something.
And there could even be like a top 50 overall.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Whoever's in the top 50 gets into a end of the month tournament or something.
Now you're talking.
To showcase it even more.
And that's something that we would hop on stream, or excuse me, I would hop on stream and talk about while you're playing in it, right?
And maybe that could be a tournament that is played live. Like I think it's real. That is one thing I think is important with tournaments, is that to bring back the bracket ones that are like start at this time and you wait till the round's over and then you advance and play the next person and wait till the round, because I think those are really good ones for streaming. You battle, get some intense battles in. Now you win your round. Now you have a chance to talk about your battles to your viewers. Talk about getting psyched up for the next round. I think that's a really it was really cool when those were more of a thing. A year and a half ago or so. Or even, I think it was even less than that, a year ago, because we were streaming at that time, and we've been doing this for a year. So hit that notification bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, but you probably already are, because
you're awesome.
Yep. You guys come here for the knowledge. The jokes are a bonus.